everyone, welcome to her Climate Story Podcast episode 3. It's so good to have you live with us and everybody here joining us live. I celebrate you for coming. Please celebrate yourself as well. Yes, this is a conversation where we bring different categories of persons to talk about how climate issues and climate issues affect them, and also provide solutions, way forward, and really talk about the issue as they pain us, and also to let you listening to us know the areas that you can come in, things you can also do to collectively to contribute to solving the problem, because everyone has a response to play. Not like how we're saying her response count, we also feel like you to your own response count in addressing climate or peace or conflict issues. I have amazing guest here with me. She's going to introduce herself and what she represents. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much. My name is Honorable Dr. Farah James, JP. I'm the Executive Director, Spring of Hope Global Initiative here in Adamawa State. And I'm also the State Coordinator of Association of Women Living with HIV and AIDS in Adamawa State. I was the first person in Adamawa State and Taraba to openly disclose my status that I'm living with HIV and AIDS far back 30 years ago.
So good to have you. Please celebrate her for being here. Thank you so much. All right, we have a young person by my right. So please tell us who you are.
Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca Andrew, a young advocate from the IDP camp.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So she likes to keep her profile low. I'll try and blow it up for her. But one thing she said that is very striking, a young advocate from the IDP camp. So she has always been a strong advocate irrespective of the displacement that happened to her. And she has pushed and pushed, not just for herself, but also for young people within her community. So I remember years before now, she has always been the voice coordinating girls to teach them about reproductive health, a whole lot, and pushed herself to school. She's the latest graduate now. What did you study?
Wow.
Reproductive health and family planning. So she's now an expert. She's a newly graduate. Please celebrate her. So I don't know why she's keeping that profile low. From an IDP to facing all of the things that life brought to her, to trying to help others and advocate, use her voice, and now she went in to study the course to become an expert in it, so it can support her to do more. And we're so happy to have her here. All right, thank you so much. Looking at climate and how it affects women, you know that when something happens, women are the one that is affected the most. When climate issues happen, when conflict issues happen, how does it affect persons, especially the ones living with HIV, especially the ones that are very highly vulnerable? Let's know how climate conflict really has a huge effect.
When we talk of the climate change, how it affects people, especially women, whether women or men or girls or boys, health is there. We can all testify with this our heat now. Nobody, no single soul will say, I'm comfortable. Because of the immune system, the water they will take is already contaminated. Somebody that is HIV negative can drink the water and be healthy, can walk inside the water, can bath. But somebody with HIV, because of the immunity that cannot fight the diseases there, is more open to that person. Yeah. So in terms of the flood, really, people live, anybody, any vulnerable person in terms of health is in danger.
Is in danger.
Let me not be selfish, because tuberculosis is there.
Yeah.
Hepatitis is there. Diabetes and so on and so forth. Cancer, they are all, immunity will drop, and there's an effect.
So more high risk, high exposure. Yeah. Thank you so much for highlighting that, because it's important that everybody know that the way we are shouting climate issue, you feel is affecting you, but there are certain people that it is worse.
Seriously.
And we need to recognize that and know what to do to help that kind of situation.
Yeah, I will just give a scenario of last year's one. I visited a house that's around Yola South when it happened. A woman, because she is diabetic, so her leg has been inside the water all throughout the night and something. So when she brought her leg out, her foot was fine, but because of that, she's diabetic and there's no place for her to raise her legs. Up to now she's suffering.
Up till
Up till now,
still
she's
suffering.
yeah. I wonder what will happen this rainy season again. All her legs were wounded.
Wow, wow.
So because of the rain, and it came with so many diseases,
Pathogens, organisms inside.
I just don't know. I asked her, was there any code that no, just the keeping of, just keep your legs for
Inside
30
water.
minutes inside water. You see how the leg. So the person with diabetes
It's
is
worse.
worse.
Thank you for really highlighting that. When climate issues happen, how does it affect them? Especially with the case where these people are struggling with famine, food, all of those things. Can you speak around the effect of climate issue and how it affect persons in the IDP, especially the young people, women, you know?
This climate issues really affects people in the IDP camp, especially when it relates to farming issues. Because most of us in the IDP camp, we depend on farming. So when we have issues like this, people will be staying with hunger. So it can lead, especially young girls, to prostitution because of money for food, and it even separates marriages.
Wow.
It leads young guys to go and smoke, steal, and doing all of those. So it's really affecting.
So it causes a lot of behavioral change that happened just because of a climate issue that affected just farming. Wow. So what if when conflicts happen, the conflicts still happen even within the IDP camp?
Yeah.
No conflict brought them to the IDP camp. But within the IDP camp, if other conflicts happen again, does it have effects?
It has.
Does your laughter look like this? All right.
Because sometimes the conflict even affects the climate action or climate effect. Because those Fulani men will send you out of your farm, beat you, rape you on top, and still eat your crops in the farm.
That is another heavy bump.
Yeah.
And that is one among the biggest problems we're facing.
That's one of the biggest problems you are facing.
Yes.
Wow. So that means even those that we feel they are safe in the IDP camp, they have a camp now and they have everything. But when conflicts happen again, even from just farmer headers stuff, it causes more damage that we don't even see. Thank you for really sharing that. What's your take, and what will you share around the role that women can do in addressing or supporting climate issues and all these problems that we've addressed now?
As women, we have to work to discipline ourselves on what to do. In our houses, how we burn our firewood or the charcoal we use, at least we should do it wisely where it will not affect us seriously. And also, again, as you cut a tree, please try and plant. I learned something. I visited Israel some years back. I saw, you know how desert places are. Yeah. But there's a rule. I said, I wish Nigerian government will put that if you give birth, you make sure you plant a tree. The same age with your child. If only we can do that, as we cut, we plant. We cut, we plant, but we don't plant, and now everywhere is so open.
Are you suggesting that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, are you suggesting that if women in all communities are gathered and trained and properly groomed on how to limit these things that has been a practice, will it help control the climate issues?
It will help. To me, I believe it will help. It will reduce so many things. They will reduce the community diseases. If one person should have measles, a child should have measles in a community, it means the entire community are not safe. Why? Because of how the community is. But if we are able to control ourselves, to put ourselves, to clean ourselves, to make our community, our goddess clean, our women to understand cleanliness is very, very important. How we throw away our dust and other things. So
if a woman is empowered,
to do that.
it really helps.
Yeah, if we are empowered, and it will help our husbands spending money paying for our medication. Why? Because we are living healthy and the community is healthy.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So what I hear is every community that have women in their community needs to also like intentionally empower their women, because they are also the gate to ensure that everybody feels safe at the end of the day. Thank you so much for highlighting that. the women in the IDP camps, do you think they have the power to create change the way you want, the way you desire it to be?
Yes. As she said earlier, the women contribute more than 95%.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because they are the one, especially in our area. You know, there is bush, like land. They will be clearing it for them to farm.
Just trying to farm.
Yes, and they will be cutting the tree to use firewood. So that they are doing this almost every year. They will clear like new land that is like forest. They will clear it complete.
In their mind, they're just trying to make food.
Yes.
So you are saying these same women, if do you still believe that they can do anything if
Yes.
something is done?
They can stop doing that.
So how? Give us your ideas so that anybody can pick your ideas.
Yes.
Now it's in your hand. What do you think?
Sometimes it affects them too, because they will end up clearing all the trees on the farm, and still when they go for farming, they will like a tree to sit under it to rest. So if they will at least
be empowered and create awareness on cutting the trees, I think it will help.
it will be.
It will
Okay,
help.
how can the young girls come in? Okay, say your but.
But still, I know it won't be easy for them to stop cutting these trees, because that is what they depend on.
There should be a substitute.
Do you think young people with better understanding like you right now, what can you do? Do you think that they can do things differently to maybe make all of these things stop?
Yes.
Like what?
For example, the last time we did the survivors program, they've given us tree to go and plant it. If only young people can be planting that trees around the
watering
houses or the free spaces, it will help.
Wow. You just brought another point to the table, that even the little act of you being given tree for people to go and plant, that tree was a symbol for healing.
Healing,
Yes.
Yeah, for survivors to like look at your flower and like water it and tell yourself that this is me. So if you don't want to dry and look ugly, you pour yourself water. So it means also take care of yourself. And now she's also pointing out that that same tree that survivor planted and thought it was just for healing can also help to bridge climate issues, because your flower will grow to a tree that and they will protect it. They will not cut it.
Yeah.
They will not want to cut themselves down.
That's it.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, I'm happy that things are opening up into things. So therefore, Ma, I'm now saying that if they now make everybody pick, just like how you say you saw in Israel, you cut, you plant. Everybody to say, pick a tree. It is you.
Yeah.
Plant yourself and take care of yourself. It will be hard for you to cut yourself.
Yeah.
Do you eat yourself if you're hungry?
No.
If you're hungry, do you eat yourself?
No.
So therefore, if we try that method, it will help, right? I think we're going to advocate for that. All right, so my last question.
In addition to this, also, you may not be the one to benefit this tree. Somebody, so you have to tell that person, as you are planting yourself, but somebody, not you,
will eat from the
will
fruit.
eat from the fruit or will come and sit under the shade. So it's because of you that somebody has gotten a shade. So we need to tell ourselves that, because you may not live to see how the tree will grow.
Operation, everybody
Maybe
plant
you
a
will
tree.
live or you will die. Anything can happen.
How about those in the IDP camp? Do you think that because somebody is an IDP, they don't consider them as decision makers to like make a point that will solve a problem? Take for example, do you know any of the IDP persons, maybe leaders, that have been able to maybe go to the government and say something that changed something? Do you think if we are not the one to talk, could it be a limitation? Does it happen? Do you have a story around that?
They even go to the radio station, talk, but nothing will happen. Sometimes you will even hear the news. They won't release it.
Don't release it.
Yes.
Because I mean they feel like they're IDPs, you know.
Oh,
Thank you so much
that's
for
too bad.
thank you for establishing that.
Lastly, I want to talk. I mentioned something earlier, and like no one pay attention to
Please
it.
tell us again.
And I told you that that's one of the biggest problems we are facing in the IDP camp, especially those Fulani herdsmen in the farm. We depend on that farm, and these people will come to the farm, rape you, eat the crops, and send you, collect whatsoever they get it from you there. and you will go to the police station to report that. They will say it's because you wear trouser. They will judge you there. Like they will even make another person who want to speak up to keep quiet, because they will show you that it's your fault. Please, this thing is really paining me, because I don't want anybody to judge anybody. Allow the person to talk.
So don't judge them because of their status.
Yes.
Amazing.
Please, I want the government to do something about that.
This is a powerful call.
I think again, you can add it to human right. Please.
We have been reporting it
to human right, and they are not doing anything.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why we're saying maybe their status is also affecting, because they will just say, it's IDP people. It's IDP people. So we hear that there are cases like that, right? So that means
human beings now.
Exactly. So now the ask will now be, hear everybody, irrespective of their status, whether you are a survivor, IDP, with HIV, if they have something to ask and they are complaining, hear them out. If they have a voice to add, like they cut their radio program out, put their radio program. That's a very strong point that has been said.
When the government people come, they will ask you to report the police station when anything happens.
Yeah.
And when you report, the police will
don't rate you or judge you.
They will ask you, what are you wearing? Where did you wear this? No.
Okay.
Gender issue is there also.
What is that thing you want them to do that will support in addressing these problems that we've highlighted?
I would like to advocate to the governor and law policymakers. At least let them make a law that will guide these women from cutting down this tree. But before making that law, let them know that some people will die because of this law they are creating. At least let them empower women. Show them another way where they can at least survive or get things to do. Apart from that, farming or bringing. I know that some of them are trying, especially Fintry. There is one farm around our area like this. He planted trees and asked people to be watering the tree. If other people can also contribute like this, it will really help.
Powerful. So you're asking the government to empower women, to be able to take care of themselves, and also to enforce planting of trees.
And not only the women, there are men who depend on cutting those trees for selling. At least if they empower them, show them another thing to do where they can earn money, at least it will help. It will stop them from cutting that tree.
Powerful ask. We know you're going to answer. I'm going to give the room back to the audience here to make their contributions.
For being part of this very interesting discussion on the environment. Precisely 2 months from now will be the anniversary of the flood in Yola, Shagari, where I live. And just like the discussant clearly stated, the vulnerable include the women, children, and the young people. Now, children are living in the Shagari environment, just like you rightly mentioned, know what happened, but they don't know what caused it. Their knowledge of climate change related environmental problems are inadequate. Most of them believe that the Chinese miners on the mountain were mining and they disturbed the gods, and the gods are angry, and that is why the flood came. Most of the children. Now we need to correct that impression. As a climate change advocate, what I intend to do 2 months from now, on the anniversary of the flood in Shagari, is to organize a boot camp for children. I've already secured the books. It was sent to me from the US. It is just children picture books, informational books about the climate change. So we are going to have a boot camp for 1 week where we invite the children from Shagari to come and tell their own story. And from there, we are going to identify gaps
and correct it,
and try to see how we can correct it. And we are going to use podcasts so that these children will tell their climate change story.
I want to contribute to this climate change. Me in particular, it has affected my dad this year because of the heat. He's diabetes, he has stroke, and when the heat hit him, like, I don't know that he will reach morning, because the way he was breathing up. I had to go to FMC by 2 o'clock, take him to FMC, all these things. So this climate change, and again, there are some of my neighbors that normally dump refuse close to my fence. So in the morning and night, I used to monitor them not to be dropping it, because once they drop it, if the drainage comes, the drainage will not pass. If the water is too much, it will not enter back to my house. So all these things, you need to be monitoring people, not just telling them. Even if I talk for over 5 years, but I have to be monitoring them morning and night.
And
but still, but still this morning I came out and saw someone dump refuse there. So the thing is just that you have to be monitoring them. We have to assist each other, because it's not everybody that knows what he's supposed to do or what it should be done at the. What I want the government to do is, the government should at least be going around and be checking our environment, and most of the times when it comes to refuse dump, we should have a particular place where people will be dumping their refuse, because like my area, we don't have where we dump refuse.
Wow.
Yes, we have to pack it, or we call people to come and pack. If you put it in our house, if it's time for them, they come twice in a month, they come pack it, go dump somewhere. So people that are not ready to pay will be dumping it close to your house, and will be distracting while you'll be paying your own. So what I want the government to do is to please help us at least with somewhere people can be dumping refuse.
I just want to highlight a little bit about the climate change when it comes to rainy season. Though I'm young, I don't know if people that are older than me can tell. Before, rain do really come early, maybe March, before April raining, it's raining steady. But now, if you come to think of it, this very year is the worst year I've ever seen in my eternity. Because in Yola, I can count how many times rain falls. And due to my own thinking, lack of plants are also involved in this very particular issue. And to be honest, we the humans are also involved in cause of all what is happening to us. So please, we need to change, at least when it comes to planting. It's for our own good. Before, by now, we have a lot of vegetables, a lot of minor fruits that do on time. But now we don't have them. What are the cause of it?
Not making it expensive.
Thank you. So I think we need to do something. We ourselves need to do something about it. Thank you.
First off, I'm happy to be here to listen to the things I've been privileged to listen to. Now, I have an addition actually from where Rebecca was speaking and from the lady that spoke now regarding planting of trees. Now, we are speaking about planting one tree. Like Mama said, Mrs. James, that when you give birth to a child, you plant one tree. But if you are going to be very honest, the rate of deforestation compared to the rate at which trees are planted is a very huge gap.
Yeah,
because for one tree that is planted, about 200 or 1,000 trees are cut down.
Yeah.
Just a few years ago, I think I traveled to the village for festivities, and I can tell that for every single day that I was there, you know, this machine that they're using to cut down trees, it was a normal thing.
Yeah.
It was a normal sound.
Yeah.
So now when we say that one tree is planted when you give birth to one child, and then you don't know that somewhere else 1,000 trees are being cut down every day. Now my suggestion is this: it shouldn't just be the empowerment that we are giving, the knowledge that we should give to women, to youth, and every other person shouldn't just be one tree to take care of the tree until it grows. It should be continuous.
Okay.
Keep planting.
Everybody.
All right, because for a forest to mature, it takes about 50 to 200 years. Now imagine how many trees are supposed to grow within that period for such a forest to mature. Now imagine how many trees are cut down in different forests that we do not even know about, right? And then secondly, from what Rebecca was saying, speaking about how that the boys who go to be smoking, boys in the IDB camps and all of those. Now the truth is, some of these things happen because of frustration, right? When there is no means of income, and you know that there are certain things you need to do for yourself, sometimes for your parents, sometimes for your siblings, it gets to a point where you feel low. And then if you're not the kind of person that can take it and then try to do something better, you want to escape from such a feeling, and then you move into things like that, and before you find out, it becomes an addiction. Now, what I want to suggest is this. I know there's still the advocacy part that is coming, so I won't want to add my voice. I'll allow you people to do it. But I feel an alternative to just planting trees, you don't blame the women, because they do not have money to buy gas to cook, right? They will cook every day for their children and their husbands too. And then the only source that they have is the firewood. If they don't use the firewood, what are they now going to use to cook? If you say it's gas, they do not have money to buy cylinders. They do not even have the money to refill gases. So I feel like what should be done is part of the empowerment that should be done to women and youth and then girls should also include economic empowerment. So it could be mindset, changing their minds, yes, and then teaching them things they could do to help their economy, so that as they are planting trees and not cutting them down, they have something to do that can help them get gas and all these things. Thank you very much.
Tree planting, although they have spoke a lot about it, but I also want to emphasize on the highlight Rebecca brought about the survivors tree planting. So even when mommy was speaking, you can see that tree planting in the climate is also connected to the health. Even when you go to a place that is greenish, you notice that your health, the way you breathe there, is different, and it can also help us a lot in terms of keeping us very healthy. So as the strategy we use here is saying survivors should take tree home and plant, which is a symbolic tree as their self. I think it's something that every one of us here in this room can adapt to it. And if we adapt to it and also send this message to other people that are around us, I feel like the climate change will have a lot of impact, like bringing more fresh air to our environment. And because it's symbolic to us, we are going to protect it with like everything. We're going to water it. We're going to make sure that this tree grows and not die. And one challenges I feel is that people plant trees, but they are not there is no strategy to see that this tree survives. You hear a lot of people, oh, we have planted 5,000 trees, but in few weeks to come, these trees have died.
Yeah.
So what can we do? But when we begin to connect this tree to ourselves, we will not allow those trees to die. So I just want to urge us, because all of us sitting here in one way or the other, we are advocates of climate change. Let's see how to adopt this thing and also tell other people, and I feel it can go a very long way for us. Thank you.
Exactly. So thank you so much, everyone. We've come to the end of this episode 3. If you're watching this episode from wherever that you are, feel free to also add your voice, add your contribution, ask questions, and also take an action that will help us limit this thing. Your voice, your action really matters, because I mean these cases are very, very heavy. Seriously. I don't even know what to say to wrap up, but they are really, really very heavy. See you again in our next episode. And yes, don't touch the dial.
This is brought to you by Today for Tomorrow initiative, with funding from Women's Peace and Humanitarian Fund and support from UN Women.